So that will take us to new business and item number 16, resolution supporting the state of North Carolina's proposed fiscal year 2019-2021 biennium budget. If necessary, I'm going to change the rules a little bit. We have with us tonight distinguished senator from our area, Todd Johnson, and I'm going to ask him to come up and share some information on this resolution.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, Board of Commissioners. It's a privilege and honor to be here with you tonight. About a week ago, I have reached out to all 5 of you asking that you consider a resolution of support for the state budget. And as you can see by the way the resolution is written and the items mentioned here, it does have direct impacts on our county. And just as a piece of information for you, I will be reaching out to the Board of Education also and asking them to adopt a resolution similar to this due to the importance of the nature of a state budget on Union County. Fortunately, back in probably around 2014, 2015, the General Assembly had the foresight to put forth and put in place a continuing resolution. So it's important that everyone notes that we are not, as a state government, we are not like the federal government in that we quote unquote shut down. Basically what this means is we continue to operate on the previous biennium budget. And with that, budgets have recurring and non-recurring expenses. And the non-recurring expenses do weigh burden on the county because those can only be paid in that particular budget. So there's certain non-recurring expenses that are not included in the continuing resolution. In addition, as we can, if you look on the resolution, there's some items that I think are important to point out. And as you can see, so many times we get caught up looking at dollars and line items on budgets. And what we all have to remember as elected officials is behind every line item, every dollar figure, there's a person, there's a family, there's a program, there's somebody that's affected. So when these items do not get funded, it directly affects our neighbors, our friends, our community. In this budget, I think Union County, we did pretty well. You've got $20 million just in capital funding for K-12. Having sat where you've sat back in 2010 to 2014 and seeing the needs that our local schools have, this is real money that can affect and help education in this county. $5.5 million for community colleges. As many of you know, community college is very important to me. I've spoken with many of you about this issue before. We have $5.5 million that's set to come to this county to develop an aseptic training facility. Now, I know at least the first time I heard aseptic training facility, I didn't know what the heck that meant. I had to go look it up and ask a bunch of questions. But basically, this is for pharmaceuticals, medical equipment. It's a sterile environment and how to operate and work in a sterile environment. So we have Glenmark Pharmaceuticals here in Monroe and Union County. It's a good employer, a good corporate partner that we have here. But we need to be able to attract more because a lot of those groups, they like to work together and in the same area because they can have customized training coming out of community colleges. And these aren't $15 an hour jobs. These are sizable jobs for people with good benefits and folks that they can make a career out of these. So this is something that's important in Union County because we would have the only aseptic training facility here in Union County west of 95 other than RDU. So it's a very big opportunity for our region from an economic development standpoint. I'm not going to go through every item on this list, and this is not an exhaustive list of Union County benefits from the state budget, but I will tell you, we all know the opioid epidemic that we are having not only in Union County, but in basically our entire country. And what you learn really quick when you look at this is the opioid crisis does not care about the color of your skin, the age, your profession, your educational value, your income level. It doesn't care about any of that. It can strike anyone at any time. And you'll be hard-pressed to at least find a family that has not been impacted by the opioid crisis. So you look here, we've got Bridge to Recovery as one, Ground 40. These are organizations that help people get back on their feet and become productive citizens. And you're basically reaching out to these folks and helping them in a time of need. These are folks that want to do good. They want to be productive citizens. Education, again, with foundations, also the charter schools. City of Monroe, fire and rescue, different things that directly affect us. So when I brought this forward to you, and as I said, I am taking this to the Board of Education, asking for support. We need to send a message and tell the folks in Raleigh that this is important. These aren't dollars and figures listed on a sheet of paper. It's just not line items that we look at and shuffle through papers. This has direct impact on our community, on the people that we are charged to serve with and that we have the privilege to serve. And one other thing I will tell you, our budget was passed with a bipartisan. A lot of times this gets missed in the media simply because it doesn't sell. But this budget was passed with a bipartisan support, actually a bipartisan supermajority. But there's been some outside influences that have kept this from passing ultimately. We're one vote short in the Senate, and we're hoping when we go back in April the 28th that we can, in fact, override this budget. So this resolution tonight will allow us to send a message to Raleigh and let them know that it's important to us. And if it's okay with you, Mr. Chair, I'd entertain any questions anyone has.
Absolutely. Questions for the senator?
Y'all don't be that easy on me.
No question.
We,
I would congratulate you. You know, the 20 million for the schools is tremendous. And the 50,000 for Ground 40, that's a lot of money for
Absolutely.
Wesley Kazire to do what he's doing.
Well, and I would be remiss if I didn't at least mention my colleagues in the House, Representative Art, Representative Horn, and Representative Brody. You learn really quickly things in Raleigh don't get done if you just do it in one chamber. You have to work across the chambers, and they were very helpful and influential in basically all of these items also, so they were very helpful with that.
I would just like to thank you for bringing it forward to us. I also say that about 2 weeks ago we had our first joint meeting with the school board. It's going to have a tremendous impact on their budget and our ability to construct a budget here for this year. So it's critical to our county and this state, I believe, to move forward. So again, thank you for bringing it forward. And I would ask our communication team, if they will, to make sure that this, we're not going to read it verbatim word for word, but that you could put this information somewhere on through social media or on our website such that the public can see it and see the impact that it's having on Union County. Again, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And Commissioner Akins.
I'd like to make the motion that we adopt the resolution supporting the state of North Carolina proposed FY 2019 through 2021 biennium budget.
We have a motion. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed?